Hello. If you're able to, please close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax your shoulders and clench your jaw. Take another breath in and another breath out. You can open your eyes now. My name is David, and welcome to Mindful Moments. This is episode 2, and today we're talking about all things patience. I thought it would take me a longer time to enjoy doing this, but already I have to say thank you for the reception to episode 1 last week. All week, all I've been able to think about is coming back here and talking to you again. Mindful Moments feels like an anchor that my week revolves around. And every time things are happening, I think I can't wait to talk about this and tell people how I feel. So here we are. And this week, the running theme has been patience. Now, let me tell you a little poem I read in a book when I was 7. This book was by Dick King-Smith, who, if you don't know him, is the author who wrote Babe the Sheep Pig. If you've ever seen that film or read that book, kudos. Excellent taste. The poem is as follows. Patience is a virtue. Virtue is a grace. Grace is a little girl who would not wash her face. If there are any Graces listening, I apologize. I'm sure your skincare routine is fantastic. But that poem aligns with something I've been told and been taught all my life, that patience is a virtue. And I believe that. I believe that patience is a virtue. I also feel that it's not exactly a virtue that was built into my personality. I like to do everything quickly and what I imagine to be efficiently. And so quite often I feel like I'm rushing. The saying more speed, less haste could be made for me. I was even born early. And I feel that I'm always trying to do things quickly and efficiently and always trying to work hard because the values of hard work have been extolled to me all my life. The harder you work, the luckier you get. If you're not getting what you deserve, you should be working harder. And patience is very frustrating and goes against the things that I feel because I always want to be doing something to prove that I'm working hard and prove that I deserve the things that I want. Patience is quite often about being still, about waiting. And waiting doesn't feel like it's me working hard. But even as I say this, I'm aware that I'm making this sound like very hard work because it is. Patience is very hard work. Waiting for a long time for the things that we want involves maintaining focus across that time. It involves maintaining perspective as to why you're being patient. How often have you been waiting for something or been patient for something and then ended up rushing it in a different way because you're tired of waiting? Having to maintain that perspective and believe that you're doing the right things is very hard work. Even maintaining hope that patience and waiting is the right thing to do is very hard work because there's never any guarantee that the gold is at the end of the rainbow. Sometimes we're patient and it pays off. Sometimes we're patient and it feels like we waited for a whole lot of nothing. And I always hope it's the former rather than the latter, but there's no guarantee. And having to go into something that you know could take you a long time without any guarantee it's going to work out is very hard work. It requires a lot of hope, focus, and resilience. All of those things are difficult. So yes, patience very much counts as hard work. It's also difficult in a world where we can quite often see the things that we want, and we can see the people around us doing or getting them. How many times have you asked yourself the question, why do they have this and I don't, despite us having very similar circumstances? It's okay. I put my hands up. I've been exactly the same. Sometimes we'll see someone else have something that we want, and we don't even look at them in a jealous way. It's more, how come they have it and I don't? What am I doing wrong? And sometimes we need to remember that everything happens in its own timing. I got my girlfriend flowers last week, despite my hay fever, because I'm a lover boy. I'm that kind of guy. And these flowers were closed when I got them. They're lilies, beautiful. And I like to get flowers that haven't opened yet because that means they last longer and you get to see the whole process. And even now, as I look across the room, some of those flowers are open and some of them aren't. Even flowers of the same stem open on their own time. Despite having the same circumstances, being taken care of in the same way, some of those buds were ready to open and some of them were not. If I were to force open the buds that are closed because I want to see all the flowers right now, we all know what would happen. Those buds would die because they weren't ready to come out yet. And when you're one of those buds that hasn't opened yet, it is so frustrating. It's so frustrating to have to wait and see everyone else bloom around you. But we have to remember that we don't know 100% of other people's circumstances. These things don't always happen on merit. It's not that another person deserved it more than you or you deserve it more than another person. In fact, you should never think that you deserve a good thing more than another person. You should just be happy for them. That's how I feel. But sometimes we have to remember that it's just not our time yet. Emphasis on yet. Quite often as well, it's happened to me where I've waited a long time for something. I've thought, this is my time, it's happening now. And it's been a false start. It hasn't happened for me. And that's made me very frustrated, super upset. But then when that thing has eventually happened later than I anticipated, I realize all the ways I'm better off for having had to wait for it. Sometimes when you have to do something later than expected, it means that extra waiting time and that extra patience, A, made me more resilient. B, makes me more appreciative of something when it actually arrives. And C, makes me a more rounded and full person than I would have been had the opportunity come earlier. Sometimes things happen and it feels like all things are moving perfectly. It feels like serendipity is on your side. Everything that's going on is happening exactly as it's supposed to. And honestly, that is the best feeling ever. When you feel like I actually can't lose in this situation because it's happening at such a perfect time for me. And truly, I wish that's what every opportunity felt like. Sometimes exercising patience is waiting for an opportunity to feel like that, or waiting for the thing we want to feel like we're truly capable of handling it and having it. And again, one of the hard things about all of this is that there's no correct answer. How does one determine when the right time for something is? The way I'm having to think about it now is just, if it's not happening, it's not the right time. It's very philosophical. It's very easy to do when I'm in a good mood. It's not so easy to do when I'm not feeling good. But it's something I'm trying to do more often. Patience is a beautiful thing, and it never goes amiss. If I'm able to be patient in my career, I'm able to be more patient in my personal life. If I'm able to exercise patience, I'm able to help my friends through situations where they also need to exercise patience. And crucially, being able to believe in yourself and believe in good things coming for you when things aren't going your way is a fantastic skill to have. Because if you can do it when things are bad, you'll be able to do it when things are good. So, whatever you're waiting on, whatever you're needing to be patient around, I wish you strength and resilience. Maintain focus on the bigger picture. Try and keep perspective. Waiting is a good thing, and it requires work. But it only means you merit all the more when the good things happen and when they come. Thank you for being here today. And whatever you're doing this week, I hope you have a wonderful one.